Beneath the surface of Hawaii's blue waters lurks a menace swaying in the currents and choking life.
I think what makes this really concerning is that it's very rare, it's very alarming to find that there's something that is behaving like an invasive species.
Allison Sherwood is chief scientist of seaweed study at the University of Hawaii. She says in 2016, researchers from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration discovered small clumps of a new alga they'd never seen before.
This is a nuisance seaweed, and we don't have a name for this alga. That's rare. You don't typically find something coming into an environment and causing this level of alarm and simply not knowing what it is or where it might have come from.
Sherwood says the discovered seaweed overtook parts of the reef by 2019, and NOAA's Randall Kasaki warns invasion could suffocate other waters as well as local industry.
If something like this got back to Waikiki or anywhere in the main Hawaiian Islands, it would be an ecological disaster, but also an economic disaster. You can imagine what that would do to tourism, to have an algae like this overgrowing the reefs.
Without controlling its spread, the new seaweed could deliver a major blow to America's 50th state, where tourism drives nearly a quarter of the economy. Meanwhile, rising water temperatures around the East African Seychelles archipelago contribute to low oxygen levels that threaten fish when they're most at risk as embryos or newborn spawn.
The reason for them being sensitive to temperature has to do with the provision of oxygen to these organisms.
Professor Hans Otto Portner of the Helmholtz Center for Polar and Marine Research says the concern is rising temperatures forcing fish in oceans spanning the globe to find cooler waters to spawn.
The species would have to move out of this area, look for different sites that may be more suitable, and would have to experience the risk of whether this site is suitable based on other reasons like food availability and so forth.
Among those hardest hit will be the Alaskan pollock, the United States' biggest fishery.